splendid good morning to one and all. How is everyone doing this morning? Good Friday morning, TGIF. Some folks would say that. Thank God it's Friday. Wherever you at, whatever you're doing, welcome and good morning to you once again. If you're viewing via GBN TV, let me say good morning and thanks for taking the opportunity to view, be part of also To The Point this morning. Those of you listening via K105, welcome. If you're driving on the nation's road and you're listening, I still encourage you to be a defensive driver. Pay due care and attention as you drive along this morning on the nation's road. All right. Let's say good morning to our social media audience this morning. Also, those of you viewing via our Facebook page. Let me say good morning to you. Those of you via the YouTube channel, good morning. Don't forget you can always pop your comments via the comment section. We certainly will throw them out this morning. Already got the Facebook page comment section up already, so I'll be throwing your comments out as you post them this morning. So welcome. It's another edition of To The Point for today, Friday. It's already the 9th day of September. Believe it or not, time is flying. Time is suddenly flying by. Those of you out there who are celebrating a birthday today, let me wish you a happy birthday. If it's your birthday today, I think I know someone who's celebrating today, you know. I hope it's a date. All right. So I may have to double check on that before I take the liberty of shouting you out. And next thing you have to tell me, hey, it's not ready today, you know. But nevertheless, good morning. So, folks, I think it's another open line edition up To The Point for today, Friday, which means you have the liberty of calling in 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number. You can give me that call, share your views, share your concerns. It's Friday. You'll probably give me a synopsis of the entire week, stuff you want to talk about. Certainly, it's an open line, which means you can certainly just pour out how you feel this morning. Let's go to the phone line, take our very first caller. Say good morning to you, caller.
Yeah, good morning. Yes, sir.
Go right ahead with your contribution, sir.
Yes. We need two companies, we need two more companies in Grenada.
Companies for what per se?
The electricity department, we need another one to serve St. John, St. Mark, and also St. Patrick, and part of St. Andrews and Northeast. So we need a company in that area where electricity is concerned, and also we need another company with flow is concerned. So ease up some of the pressure that we're going through with these companies.
Let me ask you a question, caller.
Yeah.
Do you think it's really necessary for another electricity company in Grenada? Give me your honest opinion on it.
Yeah, man.
You think it's absolutely necessary?
Yeah, because they're doing as though they're renting houses for people. That is the electricity company. So if you somehow you didn't find the money to pay when you should pay, they would cut you off. And then there's no assurance that you'll be getting your electricity back before 24 hours.
So what is the option if there's another company comes in and you do this and someone does the same thing where they don't pay them and you have been disconnected?
Right. The other one, that is true, but the problem is that
anyway, caller, thank you for your contribution this morning. Have a good morning. All right, 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number for you to be part of To The Point for this morning, folks. You have the option of calling in, share your views, share your concern. I like the option the caller gave, but I know we wish for a lot of things that could happen to make things different in this country, per se, but some of the option that we are preluding to sometimes may not just be feasible for us. I mean, we are a small country. I think what we basically need is that drastic improvement in terms of what we have, if it's possible to improve on it, and make the necessary improvements, and certainly it could get better. There's a lot of lag in what we have. There's lots of lagging, and if we could improve on what we have, make it better, then we would probably have less complaints, per se, from individuals pertaining to issues of that nature in terms of from service providers. Yeah, we know they're there. The service sometimes is sometimes mind-boggling a wee bit in terms of the service that are provided. But what can I say? Having multiple companies, especially for the electricity part, I just don't foresee it. Maybe I'm thinking on a different level, but I don't foresee that could actually work in Grenada, per se, where we have a second, electricity service provider in Grenada. I don't think that's possible. I don't know. From my point of view, maybe it is someone who maybe more open to that particular idea probably could share it if it's possible. But having a second one may not be feasible. 435-2041. That's a number for you to be part of To The Point for today, where you have the option of calling, share your views, your concerns. And of course, it's been bubbling in the news as of yesterday. And we of course heard the passed away of the Queen of England, and so I guess there are lots of you who may have different views pertaining to it. I've been viewing social media pertaining to that, and folks have been given various views pertaining to it. Some being sympathetic, and there are others who are just not sympathetic pertaining to it. And whatever your views about it, well, so be it. 435-2041, 435-2041. Let me say good morning to our, of course, viewers via social media this morning, especially those of you via the Facebook page who have already chimed in and, of course, been part of the discussions this morning. Good morning to all of you who have chimed in thus far. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, and how are you?
Yes, good morning, Mr. Telesford. Greetings, how are you?
Doing good.
Hallelujah. Listen, a couple of things I want to talk about here. First, let me speak of the Elizabeth Regina II's passing. Now, many people may have ideas of what I feel about the Queen and otherwise. Mm-hmm. But I want to say this. When I was a little fella, my little old Queen, then pretty young, told me something. She said, boy, I don't know if she saw herself getting sick sometime in her youth, but she said, never ever, regardless whether you be friend or foe. That was the words. Mm-hmm. Those were the words used back then. Friend or foe. Big or small, white or black. Never poke fun of people's pain, suffering, nor death. Mm-hmm. You with me, Mr. Telesford? And I learned that. And albeit I'm an extremely inflexible man, as it relates to life and how things should be done and so on, I'd like to express this view that the Lord God Jehovah creates the necessary conditions for the repose of the soul of Elizabeth Regina II. Masnada, nothing else.
All right.
May her soul rest in peace. But there is another aspect about that said individual which we shall talk, but that is on the geopolitical front, which we shall talk about after she has been buried. Are you with me, Mr. Telesford? I want to report finally.
I'm going with your drift. Let's go.
Finally, quickly. Yesterday morning, I heard an article. Yesterday morning or yesterday evening? No. Sometime recently. I think it came out yesterday morning. About a young child, if I'm not mistaken, 13 years, a female, who just recently entered the secondary school, the J.W. Fletcher School. This child is visually impaired. Mm-hmm. And a big story came out about it and so on. But I wonder if we realize what we're doing. And even the mother of that child made certain statements, and it tells me crystal clear how deficient we are in understanding what our rights are in this here country. Now, this child, we were told, first of all, doesn't want to use a cane. She is deficient in her vision. She was advised to use a cane. She doesn't want to use it because she feels. No, that child needs orientation. That child needs orientation. You need people with qualified people to orientate that child, to tell her that is what she needs. The second thing is this. We were told also that child's condition has remedy. And it bothers me. I know that in this country we have a major problem with people with eye problems. A major problem, which is something we have to look at. I was told recently there were some 500 people in the medical station in St. George in the eye clinic Apart from that, no, they can't do operations. That's another thing we have to talk about, because somewhere along the line, the health system is falling further and further apart. I'm calling on these people who have recently taken it to go to government to get the administrative officers to do better, but that's not the point. I'm referring to this little child now. And the child goes to school, and they had to wait until they get a counselor for the child. My question is, what are the institutions that the state has established to pay attention to and to guarantee that the children of this here country, above all, with disabilities, get their share of the pie? Where is the resource center of the blind? If you know, or we know, that child approved the examination, be preparing to go to a secondary school, you need to get that child into some classes immediately. That child should be immediately given a laptop and a screen reading program. Modern technology, that is only, how much is it? I summed it up recently, about $3,200. Mm-hmm. And that child will be set for right. And effort should be made to correct that child's eyesight so she can go on. If she has done that well so far, why can't she go on? Where are the opportunities? Where is the government of Grenada? Where is the Ministry for Social Development? Where is the Grenada National Council for the Disabled? This organization, this illicit organization, soliciting cash and kind on a daily basis for people with disabilities that they know nothing about and do not represent. Where is the resource center for the blind, where there's some 20, 25 teachers and doing nothing? Where are the examples? Where are the results that have been given? What are they doing in this here country, for Christ's sakes? I'm upset about this thing. I do wish that little child well, that the child has initiative and the child has a certain level of pride that he wants to move forward. That's good. But the parent can't do everything. This is where the state comes in. This is where the United Nations Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities come in. This is where Article 4 says state party shall ... Where is the government of Grenada? Where are the institutions of this country? A governor, just so-called governor general, inviting people to pity party, to feel sorry for them when they're being deprived of their fundamental rights established by international norms. What has happened in this country until when? Well, I wouldn't relent to identify this to the people. Done with colonialism, and with time that the government of Grenada add to the legislative agenda the domestication of the United Nations Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities, so children like that, and many other more, many more in this country, dying inside the house, blind, and with other deficiencies that nothing is being paid attention to.
All right.
This is what I'd like to talk about this morning. Have a nice day and have a nice weekend, will you?
You too, sir. 435-2041, 435-2041. And so the caller did had a lot to throw out there this morning pertaining to the concerns that he has. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, and how are you?
Good morning to you, GT, and how are you today?
I'm doing all right.
Right, have a great day. Now, I listened to two gentlemen on their program this morning with Missy, and the picture they paint of the economy, to me, is disastrous. But I remember a discussion with the finance minister on the topic way back. And I said to him, based on my assessment of where we are, sir, you have to find a way to fast-track Grenadians to financial fortune in order to prevent what you call a cost overburden, because the economy is going down the V, and if it reaches there, it is very hard to be brought back. Now, here is where we are. We do not have the means to survive because our people are financially weak. And the picture they have painted is real, because that's what I had been seeing. So what were our business people doing over the years that they were not saying this thing? To place the economy in a state where it could bring in the kind of revenue, the jobs, the expansion of commerce, to prevent where we are now. In other words, costs have overwhelmed us, and it is only going to get worse. How do they plan to solve it when no one is talking about building and growing the economy rapidly to prevent those things? You talk about how to save money, but how to lose, because that is what a lot of businesses is going to go under. It will happen. So what will be the state of the young people? And that's what I've been saying over the years. These people hit up very hard. And when people like me talk, they think, look, what we're playing, are we playing to be magician? What are we saying that they can see that we shouldn't know? Or they should know it alone and we shouldn't be able to tell them that? Well, I want to say to them, except you empower the citizens to cause you to survive, all of you are going to go under. That is where we are. Reality, it will only get worse. And I don't see how they're going to solve it, because nobody wants to solve it in a way where the economy is growing rapidly to prevent that. That is the solution to the problem. Rapid growth, people's development, people's well-being, people's good financial position to save us all. How do they do that now, sir?
Have a great day. Have a great day yourself. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's a number to be part of To The Point for today. It's an open line session today, folks. You have the option of calling in and sharing your views and concern. We drew for a break. Let's take a break within this segment, folks, just for a minute. And when we come back, we entertain more of your phone calls here on To The Point.
I want to be...
This could be out. Brilliant catch. What a stunning catch.
The biggest party in sports, the Caribbean Premier League, is back and live on GBN television. Capture the energy, excitement, and euphoria of the beloved game. 34 matches, 6 teams, only one to be crowned champion. The action starts August 31st and runs until September 30th. Live on GBN television and K105.5 and 105.9. It's no carnival, but you will enjoy the mass.
And you're kidding me! You are kidding me!
GBN's broadcast of the Hero CPL is made possible by Republic Bank. We're the one for you. Habats, National Lotteries Authority, Demerara Mutual Life, Grenlec, Kenish Trucking, Webisco and Bermudas, Consumers Guarantee Insurance, and Had-On Plus.
Welcome back to The Point for today, Friday, here on K105, GBN TV, our social media platforms. Let me say good morning and welcome. I think we do have a caller already online. Let's go back to the phone line and entertain that caller. Caller, good morning, and how are you?
Good morning. All right, and you?
I'm doing okay.
What I'm calling about is to sympathize with the Queen and her relatives on her death, passing her way.
Mm-hmm.
And I, you know what I want to say? I find some people must learn to give honor where honor is due and respect people. Not because you might have something against certain areas. Don't dictate and behave like that and run down the person. Give the honor to them where there is. She withheld her position. She played her role well, and her dignity, she kept it up, and is a very strong woman, so to speak. Compared to women, she's very strong. Just think about it, our woman stood there and held that position. Don't criticize women. And people stop criticizing and learn to give honor where honor is due. Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution there, caller. 435-2041. Let me say good morning to our viewers via social media platform once again. And already, of course, lots of you are chiming in via the comments section. Certainly we'll get into the comments shortly. Those that I think it's okay to throw it on air. Let's go over to the phone line. Good morning to you, caller. How are you?
I'm pretty all right, sir. How are you today?
Doing all right, sir.
I want to congratulate, first of all, our hero, Kieran James, on his medal in the Diamond League.
Yes.
He got the goal.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very proud of him. And that's making Villa one step ahead. That's what we're supposed to be at. And Mr. Telesford, that child that has the impaired vision that goes to school, my sympathy goes out to her, and I'm praying a lot that good things will happen to her. I want the people in authority to look after her, because it's very important. We need our people. We need these people in our lives, right?
All right.
Thank you, sir. Have a God bless you.
You too. Have a good day yourself. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number to be part of To The Point for today, folks. And we certainly taking your phone calls, and they're certainly coming in pretty quickly this morning. Good morning to you, caller. How are you? Good morning, caller. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning. I'm just trying to figure out why is it that people making a fool of themselves calling and talking about sympathy to the Queen. Kirani just performed admirably. Nobody talking about that. But we're talking about the Queen who upheld apartheid in South Africa, oppressing our black brothers and sisters.
All right, caller, thank you there also for your contribution and sharing your views. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, GT. I am good, thanks. And how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Okay. I just want to share the same sentiments echoed by Citizen Rolo and I think the last caller in regards to that teenager, the young girl who just got through to G.W. Fletcher Memorial.
Yeah.
But I wanted to just add one point to what Citizen Rolo said. I think what the principal said is that the good thing is that there is a counselor at the school.
Okay,
so
and not that there's not that they are waiting on a counselor. There is
right.
One. Okay.
So I just wanted to add that bit.
All right.
But I think the Ministry of Health, the Grenada on a whole, whoever can assist, should really pitch in to help that young lady.
All right.
Because she's willing, and you could see that she has the aptitude and she wants to move on in life.
All right.
So we really need to put our efforts behind her and see how best we can assist her in regaining her full sight.
All right.
All right.
All right, caller. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. 435-2041. So we had another turn on the information there, and certainly hope that youngster could get all the assistance that she certainly do deserve. 435-2041. 435-2041. That's the number to be part of To The Point for today here on K105 and GBN TV. Once you do have some views that you would like to share, certainly I'll give you a listening ear as always. I certainly do sit back and listen to what the callers have to say. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, and how are you?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
I always feel that there should be yardstick. There must be yardstick. There ought to be yardstick to measure good or bad. If there is no yardstick, I don't know how we would be able to measure certain performances. In fact, if I were to say, if I have the yardstick for measuring you now, I might be able to say that yes. In other words, if I know the rules of your engagement, then I would be able to say if you're performing well. Now, when I looked at us in Grenada, certain people, according to my concept of performance, are not measuring up well. For example, I've hinted to you on many occasions that a lot of people have been placed in position in Grenada and they are not measuring up well. They say things that are false and people believe those things. I could give you an example. Even recently, a few minutes back, somebody say that this man did well, this man did well. I cannot tell you this woman did well. I cannot say that except I know the yardstick. Now, if we go back to something that had been said recently on your program about Bellevue Estate, they said not renting, no? I can't remember the word right now. It's evaded me. Signing a contract in a way. But maybe it's you have different terms when you're renting land. It's evading me now.
Is it leasing?
Anyhow, the government rented the land, not the word rent I want to use. They lease the land, the word comes. And if you lease, I think you must have a contract, a written contract. So I'm asking myself, who or what made the contract? Was it a legal-minded person or somebody who was working with the previous government? That now people have to come and say that the estate wasn't performing well. Even if I lease a house for you, I supposed to have certain things. If perhaps you didn't you are not keeping my house in good condition, then I might be able to withdraw the contract. So when these things happen with government property, I'm asking myself, what type of people are making this contract? In fact, I would guess, as they say, we always use the word legal-minded. I hope you're not legal-minded too. I might be legal-minded, so I wonder if they're talking about a liar. So that's what they usually say when you talk about legal-minded people. Mm-hmm. You are a liar. And I wonder who made these contracts for the government. Were they good? Are they good? In fact, even now, you're hearing different liars making statements what they should do with this person and what they shouldn't do with the voting condition. I'm asking myself, aren't there written laws what is expected, what should be done and what should not be done? Then it baffles me. That's my comment this morning. It baffles me about nearly everything happening in Grenada.
All right, caller. Thanks very much for your contribution this morning. I was going to try to get the drift in terms of where he's going. I think I understand the southern parts of it, but still could have get a little bit more explanation from the caller per se. But let's go to another caller this morning. Good morning, caller. How are you?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm a first-time caller. So
welcome.
What I call about is the banks.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're discouraged from saving money in Grenada.
You've been discouraged?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They charge you for keeping your account, and you don't get any interest. I phoned up my bank recently. I gave them all my details, and all I asked for was my balance.
Mm-hmm.
They said to me, it's against bank regulation to give you a balance.
It's against the bank's regulation to give you the balance on your personal account?
On my personal account, yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't understand. If you need to, well, it be previously, you put your money in the bank utilize your money, they lend it out, and they give you a little interest on whatever you have in there. Now, I think you get 1%.
So, caller, let me ask you this. Just, not it pried into your business, but do you have some access of knowing what you're putting in terms of your balance and stuff on a personal level? I think there's ways you have online banking. Maybe I'm not sure if you are feasible or able to do that.
I'm 83 years old.
So 83 years old.
I'm computer literate.
All right. Well, I guess you still keep a book, per se.
I do keep a book, but still, between that, I need to know if the money is safe or whatever. So I call and say, what's the balance?
Well, you actually called into the bank.
Yes.
Well, I guess that could have been the issue there. Sometimes they more prefer of that nature for identification purposes that you come in person, per se. That could be the reason or reasons why behind it.
But if I give them my name, my address, my account number, my date of birth.
But in terms of in the world today, who folks who are scammers who could actually give all your information like that, huh? You understand? So I understand from the bank's point of view. Thanks for your contribution this morning, caller.
Okay.
All right. 435-2041, 435-2041. So they understand the caller, but in the world today, there's someone who will call in and share your information thoroughly, and it's not you. So I need to understand from the bank's point of view that maybe he needs to go in person. Good morning to the caller.
Morning, G. I'm very proud of you in the sense that you're coming, you're improving. I'm saying that I can see the development because the latter part of the advice you give the gentleman, I think this is most appropriate because people don't understand. A bank might refuse to give you because the fact that you're using electronic. And anybody could get the information and swindle your money.
Yep.
So I thought that was really, really good. I was smiling and I said, yes, my boy is doing well. Anyway, my contribution this morning is surrounding with the crocodile tears that most people are having for the late Majesty.
Yes, that'll make me smile. All right.
No, I'm not a diplomat. I'm not a politician or aspiring one. I'm who you think I'm whom I am. Maybe call me a radical or whatever. But I cannot share any crocodile tears for Madam. Not because I'm glad she's dead, but because I remember what had happened to my people. I mean, people that look like me, maybe ethnically they're not related to me or so, but they look like me, and even others. So, for instance, in South Africa, when millions of people were being imprisoned and they're crying out, Madame did nothing. She was in a position to have the burden. Also, when after World War II, when her country was plundering Iran, the oil and also by the deployment of dictators there to get the oil to rebuild Britain after Second World War. I mean, come on. In addition, coming closer to here, Madame endorsed the invasion by coming and addressing the parliament, I think, in 1987. That was something constituted by Uncle Sam. I mean, and then, of course, we had the really embarrassing situation of voting against South Africa in the United Nations because we didn't want to reap the wrath of Britain and America. And that's one of the reasons, and people may not want to accept why Nelson Mandela refused to come to Grenada. We supported apartheid. We should be ashamed. So all of that, how could I turn around and say, well, no, I'm not rejoicing in the dead, but let the dead bury the dead. Steve Fasci, he wrote a letter to the Queen complaining about the behavior of the then regime. Yeah. Did she do anything? No, she said she sent the letter to the foreign minister. And what happened? Everything that Steve Fasci wrote about is a fact now. And then on top of that, we deported Steve Fasci, who was a bona fide citizen. He got his citizen not by dubious means. He became a citizen through the natural process.
Right.
So all of that, I have difficulty in which when you think about Kenya, the people of Kenya was treated and not killed and lined up and so on. The rape of, up to today, these places have been raped. And finally, I know I can't go on forever. Madam and them have not even apologized. I mean, they're not even being honest enough to apologize for the injustice they have done to people like me over the years. People like, I don't mean me, well, yes. I mean, including when they have us line up in the middle, in the hot sun and things to wave them. But that is in the 60s or so. So there's a lot of stuff. And I have the spirit of Benjamin Zephaniah, who, when he was offered an award from the Queen, he said, no, thank you, for his work he was doing in Britain. Benjamin Zephaniah is a poet and an activist, and she wanted to honor him. And he said, no, because that award represents empire, and empire is responsible for the decadence that my people are experiencing.
All right,
and finally, in fact, whereas the planters here was compensated at the end of slavery, the slave was not given a cent. And they didn't even have any way to stay, so they had to go back to the plantation. We need to deal with those things, and we cannot be hypocritical.
All right. Thank you for your contributions, Lola.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, folks, let's take a break. We come back with more of your phone calls here on To The Point for today, Friday.
There is a secret.
Welcome back to the point today, Friday, the 9th day of September within the year 2022. And we taking your phone calls. It's an open line Friday. And let's take some comments before we go back to the phone line. And this comment is from, of course, someone making a comment via our Facebook page this morning. And they said they went to a particular bank also, and then, of course, they were telling them that they have closed their account, which had money on it. And so they want to know what's going on with the banks. For some reason, they're saying that they had money on the account and the bank is telling them they have closed the account. Well, that's another story there. Let's go back to the phone line and say good morning to the caller. Caller, good morning, and how are you?
Yeah, all right. I work in a bank before, so I know how banks operate. And to the best of my knowledge, if you call the bank and they must be comfortable with your voice. They must know who they're speaking to. Otherwise, they would not give you no information. So if you call this bank and ask, my account number is 10, and could you give me the balance? They really wouldn't give you because they're not sure who they're talking to. So it's important that you establish a relationship with the person. You know, like some banks, they have personal banks. In my time, they had personal bankers. I don't know about now. So you get familiar with somebody who you know, so that when you call, they know your voice. Once they can identify your voice, they wouldn't give you their information. I think what some banks are doing now, what they do, they usually ask you a variety of questions, like your date of birth. For security reasons, they ask you. And based on that, sometimes they give you the information. But once they're not comfortable with the voice, they don't know you, because anybody could call and say, I'm Tom Jones, and the people could they could sue the bank.
All right.
So don't be too hard. And number two, the interest rate, as a matter of fact, to the best of my knowledge now, is 2%.
All right.
That rate has been like that, not 1%. As it's set out by not the government of Grenada, it's set out by the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, which regulates all the banks in the ECU currency union, right? So it's 2%. But getting back to the original thing, if they don't know your voice, they're not happy, they're not comfortable, they won't give you no information, because anybody could say, I quote everything, and then the person turn around and sue them. But because when you go to work in the bank, like in my days, you have to sign a confidentiality form, and if you breach that, they fire you instantly. So don't be too hard on them.
All right, caller, thank you for your contribution. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number to get on here live on To The Point for today. Let's go back to the phone line and say good morning to this caller. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Tellerson.
Good morning.
Mr. Tellerson, if you're white and you line up some black people and you kill them, to me, there's a wicked act. And if they're black and you line up black people and kill them, there's a more wicked act. Thank you.
All right. Thank you for your contribution this morning. I'm kind of not sure where you're going at with that, but thank you for your contribution. Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning to you.
Yeah. Concerning the banks, now, if a country, the citizens in a country, they're not saving money, the country is not going anywhere. The country will be a stalled country. Savings is absolutely important. Now, coming to the banks. The banks charge you $7.50 every quarter for keeping their account going. I guess you know about that.
Yes.
Now, you do that you get about $30-something per year. Now, if you have two accounts, like $60-something. If you're going in the ATM machine every week, once a week, that's $1. That's $4 every month. You calculate that. So if you have two accounts, you're talking about $500 going to the bank, free money going to the bank, $500 going to the bank every year if you have two accounts. Right? Now, why I say it's free money, let me explain something. The banks are taking your money and investing it and they're making a profit on your money. It is your money the bank is making a profit on. So I cannot understand why the bank are charging you on top of the money that they are making from your money. They're charging you for using the facilities in the bank. That is totally ridiculous. So what I'm saying is some regulation had to take place with the bank. That is working against you. Is this deterring people from saving? It's not functioning. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution this morning, caller, here on To The Point. Moving up to 15 minutes exactly before the top 10. 435-2041, 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line. Take another caller. Caller, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, and how are you?
Doing okay. Would you lower the radio or the television?
No, somebody cutting outside the weed eater.
No, I'm having a feedback, which means there's some other device that is playing.
Not inside, of cutting outside it or with it up.
Okay, caller, go ahead with your contribution.
Okay, I was calling up to let you know that the same problem I have. My daughter is not here, she's overseas. And then she usually I open the account, but she usually send the money to me to put in there. But she wanted to find out how much money she has, and I asked personally in the bank when I gave the money that she sent. And they told me, no, if she wants to know, she has to come.
And I'm assuming the account is not on your name, caller.
My name is on it as well.
Your name is on it as well. All right. Well, there's not much I could say pertaining to that, so I guess...
That's in the cooperative back in Sotes.
Okay. All right, caller. Thank you for your contribution.
Have a good day.
You too. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number you can call to get on the inside. We do have another caller. Caller, good morning, and how are you?
I'm good. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
I'm talking about the bank. I had a little money to get some NIS.
Caller, for some reason or the other, your audio is very, very low.
Okay, sorry. I was supposed to get a little money from NIS. They're supposed to put it on my account in the Republic Bank. I was out of the island, which they did put it in the bank. By the time I came back to Grenada, and I went there, the money was exhausted. They take all the money because I didn't have the figure that they wanted to have as a closing. In sense of a certain amount of money you're supposed to have in the bank. And if you don't have that, the bank will take your money.
Okay.
And I want to know why they take $250 of the money every month.
All right. Okay, caller. Thank you. I think the caller was trying to maybe not letting folks know her voice properly, but she was kind of muffling the phone there a bit. But let's go back to the phone line and say good morning to the caller again. Good morning to you, caller. How are you?
You have to come back.
Be short, please, caller.
Yeah, once the account is not on your name, even though you deposit it every day for the person, they wouldn't give you the information because it's not on your account. And you see these monies that they're taking out, which I am not particularly happy about neither, that is administrative cost because there must be a cost for operating the account and to be able to look after your affairs. But getting back to the lady, even though you deposit and the lady send money to you, it is not on your name, so they would not give you the information because they could be sued. That's what I'm trying to tell people. You could be sued.
All right, caller. Thank you for your contribution. 435-2041, 435-2041. Seem the banking institutions this morning seem to be the dominating topic this morning. Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning to you, caller.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
We need a banker on the program one of these days to explain to us all these things. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your contribution this morning, and I certainly do agree with that. 435-2041. We're going to take another caller before we, of course, take a break. Our final break for this morning. We're moving up to 10 minutes. Should have already taken that break, but let's go over to the phone line and say good morning to the caller. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, sir. I just want to talk about the problem with noise, especially in the Trublo area. I live on the road going to the university. I have been there since '96. Of late, the noise is going on 3 nights a week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 2 o'clock in the morning. But what has happened and prompted me to phone in, I phoned the security 2:54 this morning because I was awakened by 10 students just past my house. I phoned the security and he wanted up to my date of birth, which I refused. I said, no, I tell you where I live and I'm not going to give you my date of birth. And secondly, the people they have standing in the doors and everything, they cannot talk to the student. My beef is that if the student is in America, they cannot do this. Everybody here is afraid of them. I was told by senior member of staff, they put food on the table. Sir, I am one of the people that don't rent my place to students because I didn't come to Grenada to be in the rental business. I have a home. Most of our people had to run away from that stretch of Trubro. There was a covenant. I was away. I come back, all tall buildings. When I wanted to put an extra thing, no, you cannot do. And I always wonder if it is because of who I am or the color of my skin or what. Because I never encountered that in places I have lived.
Thank you for your contribution this morning, caller. Thank you so much. Folks, we drew for a break. Let's take it. We'll be our final break for the morning, and we're coming right back with more of your phone calls.
Mention the wing high, then you have things like man, you must come back, you know. We have the low power there.
When you push your jump, it is kind of like the same man, and it's just different name for the same kind of thing.
And last but not least, I just want to say to all the men who saw me, call me, and ask for a piece of cake. I'm baking this weekend.
Join us Fridays at 8 on GBN Television, K105 FM, GBN's Facebook page, and YouTube channel for We Culture.
No, that's not how you cross the pedestrian crossing.
Really? One day I just woke up and I saw pedestrian crosswalks on the road. No one really showed me how to use them properly.
Well, this is how it's done. You never cross before doing these things. They might save your life. First, when you get to the crosswalk, you stop. You look left, you look right. If there's a vehicle coming, you put your hand out, making eye contact with the driver, indicating that you want to cross. And only when the vehicle comes to a complete stop, you quickly cross to the other side.
Stop, look, hand out, eye contact. Wait for pedestrian to cross to the other side, then you happily continue on your journey. This message is brought to you by this group of insurance companies, the Traffic Advisory Body, and the Traffic Department.
Welcome back to The Point, folks. It's our final segment this morning. Exactly 8 minutes moving up before the top at 10. And there's so many comments to throw out to you this morning, folks, from those, especially those of you on the Facebook page. But we'll certainly entertain them after we entertain this caller. Caller, good morning, and how are you?
Good morning, brother, man. How you doing again?
Doing good, doing good.
You know, well, you're only going to have this program now for small businesses, people that suffer under the COVID system and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Now I was thinking, right? I was really thinking hard because I'm looking for ways to at least use that $32,000 to make more sense, you know, for some businesses. And I was thinking that I know there's a bank that giving loan for people to go use solar panels and go, you know, with renewable energy. Mm-hmm. But I'm thinking like they should add that component to that money. So then there's businesses that. No, electricity is a big hazard for some small businesses. It's a real pressure on some small businesses. Okay? You need to use that every day. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you have 4 fridges in your place, refrigerators, you have this, you have that, so you're using a lot of power. So I'm thinking like, you know,
but but if you think about it, caller, that could be a component of it also. Yes, it's a way of helping you. At least if you listen to the PM when he actually did give a description about that. If you need something material or say equipment per se for your business, that could also be a component of it. Where you can,
well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's actually
they didn't speak of that specifically, but you could say, well, I need solar equipment for my business, what I'm doing, and they probably.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I didn't speak about it. That's what I'm saying. I wonder if that they could add that as a component.
He actually spoke about equipment in general. So probably, as I said,
I know equipment. Yeah, I know that.
You know, that could probably be some equipment you want to get. So solar equipment.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying because it would help you immensely. I mean, it would take you places that you've never been. I mean, just imagine you have to take that pressure off your mind. Because that $30,000 could really go a long way in helping you and even helping the country.
All right. Thank you for your contribution.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank you so much.
Huh?
All right. 435-2041, 435-2041. Let's take another call or two before we wrap this morning. And I'll try to get to some of the comments, but the calls seem to be dominating a wee bit. Good morning to you, caller. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. And you?
Doing all right.
It just so happened that I was planning to call this morning. Mm-hmm. And your last commercial, from your last commercial break, was the first one of courts. I've been trying to get in touch with courts like 2 days now, and I've tried all the numbers they have listed in the directory and can't get through. So I'm hoping that somebody might be listening or they might be saying your station and here. And if they have a number changed, they could probably call you and let you distribute it for us. It's a desperate need. I have to get in touch with them.
All right, caller.
Thank you. Bless you.
Have a good day. 435-2041, 435-2041. And let's, before I entertain another caller, man, let me take the call, and then I'll try to get into some of the comments via the Facebook page. Good morning, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. Go right ahead with your contribution, sir.
Yes, a lot of people call in and make complaint. For example, this lady just called about courts. They do not read information when they give them information, things like the documentary and so on, the document. And when they call them or try to give them information, they're not interested and they're not listening. The same thing with the bank. Whenever you go to a bank, they give you a whole list of paper and they tell you, sign here, sign here. Mm-hmm. Everybody signed without reading it. They go home and they don't read it. The banks write them and they don't read the issue. They have to read. Whenever they get a letter from the bank, they must read it. For example, a lot of people is calling me and tell me they understand CIBC or whatever it's called closed down. I said, no. They had a strike and they was for a couple of days, but apparently the bank is sold to Cooperative Bank. Now, most people got the information regarding that, and they're not reading it. And that's what we need to do in order to move forward. We got to read things before we sign contracts and whatever. Now, when you go to them, they don't give you enough time to read it. And that's the catch. The same like insurance company. Okay. They're not giving you a chance and a time to read it. They're just telling you sign here. So they read it out quickly. You cannot, as an ordinary person, take all the information. And that's why we end up in a lot of problems.
All right. I understand your concern there. Thank you for your contribution, caller. 435-2041. And let's see if I can grab a couple of the comments this morning. Let me grab this one first. And this individual is saying, I want to complain about the Catholic Church in Grand Anse. Repairs were done. And they removed the concrete and placed it in the pathway where individuals walk to the beach. The priest was spoken to about it, and nothing was done. We would like the pathway to be cleared to access the beach, please. All right, so that's a comment there. Let's take another comment this morning. Yesterday we learned about the passing of the young child. My condolences to the parents. It's hard to know that you drop off your loved one, not knowing that what will be the last, if that will be the last kiss and goodbye. You may be saying or listening to the last word of this child, and there goes the phone call. Have you lost that person? Must be heartbroken. I pray that God will, I guess that individual is talking pertaining to, we hear about a youngster who have died at a particular daycare there a couple of days ago. Let's take another phone call before we wrap. Good morning to you, caller.
Yes, good morning. I'm calling about the Bellevue estate that I heard they talk about last week and say the deplorable condition the land is in and it belongs to government. Mm-hmm. What I observed for a while now, the bushing gang, they are being allowed to cutlass rivers in a certain parish. I don't know if it's for the whole island, but in the parish where I live, they are allowed to cutlass the river, whereas the bush should remain in the river to slow down the flow when we have a flood. But they go to work 7, they finish by 9. And government have wasted estates where these people should be sent to work to build up the economy where food is concerned. I think somebody should look into that, the agricultural people, and allow these people to go and work government farmlands 5 hours per day, instead of 2 hours bushing and cutlassing the river and wasting money. They should be sent to work the government estates and plant food so that the economy of Grenada should grow. I wish somebody could look into that, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much, caller, for your contribution this morning. Taking a quick peek at the time. We have 2 minutes left on the program this morning. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, and how are you?
Good morning, Glenn.
Good morning. You guess you're calling me by first name. Good morning. You probably know who I am.
$1,000 probably they're giving out.
Mm-hmm.
The Prime Minister said that they'll give you the grant without paying back. But if you want any equipment, what they will do, there will be a concession They will not give you the equipment fee. Actually, getting it $40,000, but if you want anything, as you rightly said, they'll give you concession.
All right.
You'll have to pay less on it then.
All right, cool. Thank you.
To everything, basically. That is again $40,000 concession. That is good enough. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you for your contribution there. Trying to get the so many comments via the Facebook page this morning that I'm losing track per se of it. And there's one person that wants me to read their comment so badly, but I think I'll be hesitant to read it this morning. All right, hesitant to read it this morning. But I certainly do understand where you're coming from. But I'm gonna, of course, bypass your comment for whatever reason. 4352041, and look at the time. It's just about 30 seconds before the top of it, which means that's where I'm gonna say goodbye for today's show. Thank you, folks who have been around for the entire week. In terms of those of you who viewed and listened, if you were viewing via GBN TV channels 7, 11, and channels 20, I want to thank you so much for being part of this week's show of To The Point. And those of you via our social media audience, thank you so much. There's one individual who really wanted me to, of course, read out his comment. Probably, I'll talk to management off air pertaining to your comment. Maybe I get some more feedback for you on that. Thank you so much. So I want to say thank you for all who participated this morning, especially the phone calls. Those of you who participated via phone calls, shared your concern, your views, and your opinion. Thank you so much. This is where I say goodbye for today's program of To The Point. Hey, peace. Have a great weekend. We do this again next week. Join us again for another edition of To The Point. That will be next week. Have a good one, folks. This is where GT say goodbye for today.